Well, war is all set. Strife? Strife's done. Alright, so let's see. 20 boatman coins, 2 trickster, blah, blah, blah. It is called the Trickster Door, by the way, officially. I want to thank... Somebody finally pointed out to me. I'm sorry I'm not stating your name. I think the last name is Peterson or something like that. Peterson? Yeah, I saw it this morning at like 4:30 or so. So, sorry, but they point out that what I dubbed purple tofu actually gives Strife his ammo, which I thought replenishes on its own. So, thank you so much, and everyone that's watching this series or any series. You guys are the most intelligent people on YouTube because you're watching the greatest, the Bookman, the greatest Let's Player reviewer of all time. So, tell your friends, tell your family, I'm the best, baby. And thank you. But, yeah, the purple stuff, that is to...
It's a short ride from here. Can't blame the guy for stashing his hoard in the middle of nowhere.
The demon is obsessed with material riches. Wealth is nothing more than a prison.
Come on. Don't you ever want to take a little slice for yourself?
We are trusted to uphold the balance. That honor is payment enough.
If you ask me, upholding the balance usually leaves us high and dry.
Ours is a righteous cause.
Is that why we're working with Samael behind the council's back?
Our situation is complicated. The sooner we settle these affairs, the better.
War. A good soldier gone rogue. Relax and you might enjoy it.
Hey, Hoot. Just wanted to get that little bit of... But the weird thing is that I don't need to replenish my ammo when I'm on horseback. That kind of doesn't make any sense. So let's continue with this. I'm probably gonna have to jump off the horse for you guys. It would be better. You do more damage when you're on the horse. Up. Oh yeah, baby. Wow, he took one fireball ability and he is at half health. Are you not dead? What's your problem? Your corpse was kind of resonating, so I don't know. Now, as usual, I have to figure out what's the path to go. That looks like the path to go. Let's not do that. Did I get all those? I don't think I did. Do the thing. Get out here, you bastard. Come here.
I love it.
So wait. No, he got the health. Alright. So Strife got the health. Is this going to end anytime sooner? Okay. Strife got the health. And War got the rage. Or the wrath. I'm sorry, the wrath. Let's see what's going on over here. What's going on over on this side? Oh. You want to fuck with me? Get out of here, you little shitbag. Give me that coin, since we need that. I don't mind the whole idea of combining currencies.
The balance!
For the sake of... I mean, the upgrades are really not that great or abundant. They're good. You totally missed for no reason. But... Yeah, lightning, baby. Lightning. But the reliance upon the Boatman coins to get anything is... Boatman coins were sort of a secondary. There were items that required them. Well, I'm talking more about Darksiders 1 and 2. 3, I think I blocked it from my brain. The problem with 3 was that it tried too hard to be Dark Souls, the whole big boss thing, and what it just... And that's not the appeal of this. The appeal of these games is Metroidmania, or Vania, Metroidvania, as they call it, which means a combination of exploration, and there was a little bit of Zelda in there too, where you had to go to different dungeons, and there were puzzles and everything. Metroid's not so much puzzles, it's more about backtracking and what have you. And the combat system is kind of like Castlevania, where you used whips and shit. But it was an action-adventure, it wasn't... Which, pretty much is what Dark Souls is too, but the complex character building and stuff, and the connective maps, not to mention the fact that the unnecessarily difficult challenge in areas where it was just, some of these enemies and the controls were just, you have the ability to do pretty much whatever you want. And one of the things I don't like about video games nowadays, especially when you have these Chosen One games or these heroic games where you have to be the hero or the one that saves the world and shit like that, it doesn't really lend you the capacity to do just that. I understand that you need a challenge, but if that's the case, then don't make it a Chosen One. I send you out there because you can easily destroy that which you're being sent out to. Don't make it like that. Just make it, hey, you're any dumb schmuck. When you're talking about a Chosen One or a heroic figure or something, you have to be capable of removing everything in your path. You have to be. You have to be capable of destroying every enemy, because what's the point? How can you be the chosen one? So that was the thing about BioShock 2. When you were a Big Daddy, which was the sentinel of Rapture, you pretty much could make yourself more or less impervious. The only thing was that you couldn't be you would get overwhelmed by enemies. So if you were overwhelmed by enemies, yeah, then it's difficult to kind of maintain your dominance. But if it was just you and some splicer, it was game over, man. Why are you flying around like it's Salt and Sanctuary? Eat it! This game just got an update. Obviously, they didn't update the stupidity of these guys. Because he's just walking in circles. Hey, look, I don't mind, man.
Keep the invaders from the Horde.
Oh, I don't want to go this way, probably.
You guys do not get paid enough for this.
Why did you make me miss my loot? Too bad I can't void bomb this guy and send him to another dimension or something.
There is no escape.
gonna have to go the other way for a sec. Oh, he hit me with everything but the kitchen sink is probably what he's thinking right now. Too bad I can't throw those bombs back at him. Can I throw those bombs back at him? I probably could. The only thing with this is I have to pretty much fight his battle with him.
Surprise!
The bolt spitter. Hold on, I want to go back for a sec. And I don't give a shit what anybody, Democracy, Game Informer, I don't care what anyone says. When you talk about Bioshock Infinite, the worst of those games, or Bioshock in general, the worst was Bioshock Infinite. Bioshock Infinite was the absolute worst Bioshock game by far. It was absolute shit, complete trash. It tried so hard to be so smart, and it was simply an embarrassment. The gameplay itself was the most inferior by far. It's not even close. The gameplay had no imagination, no invention. You were just overwhelmed. It was just your typical run-of-the-mill first-person shooter. The main character was a cocksucker in general, who was going to sell his daughter, his baby daughter, for the sake of a debt that you have no clue what the debt is. You have no idea how they were able to traverse time and space. You have no idea where quantum physics came from in general when it came to that title and that series. And on top of all of it, what was the good ending, per se? That you come back to being the same old Booker Book that was going to sell his daughter, for his infant daughter, to pay off a debt?
Get a jump on the guards at the gate.
The fact that they tried to make it so much deeper with the concepts of racism and stuff, which, by the way, didn't make any sense either, because one of my favorite idiocies of that game was how they made this group of less desirables in that area, made this guy Booker into this godlike heroic creature in this alternate universe. And then when he comes back, because he was apparently supposedly dead in that reality, when he comes back, they start chasing after him like they want to kill him. And I'm going, if he's a god heroic type, wouldn't you want to save him? And suddenly they became your main enemy. You built up this whole thing about her and Songbird. Songbird had nothing to do with the game at all. The animatronic enemies and stuff like that just appeared to be there for the sake of being there. They had no real legitimate concept. There was no strategy to the game. You could only use 2 vigors and 2 weapons at a time, so if you ran out of bullets, you had to hope your enemies dropped guns. You had to fight zeppelins. I put that shit on easy difficulty. Still died. Okay, this is Bloodborne's opening area. All the dogs in the cages. Just absolute trash, and people go on about the storyline. What storyline? Fucking stupidest ass, most unnecessarily difficult storyline. And it wasn't that it was hard to... I got what they were trying to do. You know, when I say it doesn't make sense, again, what I mean is it doesn't make sense in the context of what you put together. You have to... And I don't want to get too deep into the whole storytelling aspects, just because I'm a pseudo-professional writer and everything that studied all this and reads the best, and, you know, I'm just stating that in the overall grand scheme of things, when it comes to writing storylines, the one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to build a universe that you just then break for no purpose whatsoever, just to advance some kind of concept that has no business being a part of the storyline that you just put together. And I couldn't stand the fact that all Elizabeth, with all this power, all she did was sit back and watch you get shot at by a million different people and then throw you like a healing something or other. But if you wanted, you could have a go-kart or something that was from the past or the future. Just show up and run over an enemy or something. Or she could raise cover from 500 years in the past or some shit. Yeah, okay, good. Totally necessary. And helpful. And again, the question that I have is, can video games just be fun? Do we really have to make them into these deeply inspiring... just make a fucking game, bro. Stop with the story-driven games, especially when you can't write fucking good stories. Shit. Persona 5's another one. Personas 3, 4, and 5. I'm just going, dude, what are you talking about? It's because it's Japanese, isn't it? We have to adore everything Japanese if we like video games. It's geek fan service. Like, what the fuck do I care? Persona 5, it's Pokemon. Pokemon Combat and a bullshit attempt at remaking The Sims. Alright, I need to throw this bomb somewhere. Oh, I get it. Yo, you don't even... Okay, no, I know. I have that argument so like God of War. God of War was another shitty fucking game. I couldn't stand that fucking game. And people make it out to be so... Oh, it was so great. His son was an obnoxious little fuckface that would have never survived. Never. Whoops. Wrong button. I mean, your father... Oopsie. Yeah, Your father is this monstrosity, this guy that kills gods for fun. And all you do is just talk shit. There's no way your father would allow that. If your father was Kratos back in those days, he would have killed you. Alright, so wait a minute. I was just sitting there listening to this little fucking spoiled brat constantly yapping and talking to, and I'm just going, kid, you need at least a slap in the face. And again, we're talking about mythological days. We're not talking about now. Yeah, now kids mouth off to their parents all the time. They shouldn't, but they do. But back in those days, man, your father would have been saying, "You little fuck," and he would have killed you if you tried to mouth off to him. And the combat system was horrible, and the way that, again, it tried too hard to be fucking Dark Souls with the parrying and crap. Like, I don't need it's fucking God of War, man. You just stand there, you get stronger, you slash at everything in front of you, and around you, and behind you. You gain spells and all this shit. You don't just, I get an axe. It's an axe, get it? It's an axe? Yeah, your axe sucks. And by the way, let me ask this question. So his wife was supposedly a giantess, which makes no sense, but whatever. His wife was supposedly a giantess. And because they absolutely butchered Norse mythology, suddenly the giants were benevolent creatures. So his wife was a giantess. How'd she die of natural causes? Was there a means to that? She just passes away? She's a fucking giant. They're immortal. Come on. Straight. No. Not what I wanted. Straighten out, please. So many games I've played that are complete crap. And yet, everyone makes them out to be so great. And then Fire Emblem Three Houses, one of the best games I've played in a long time, is like, yeah, that was pretty good. Yo, can you fucking please just aim? Thank you.
Horsemen, fresh meat for the pack.
Like, Fire Emblem Three Houses is one of the best games I've played in a very long time. Game is, and now that they have added DLC to it, so much better. I haven't played through all that. We're gonna get through that too. Can you please get over there? Like, I'm gonna sooner or later play through that. It actually is its own separate entity. Despite the update, you still got some bugs in the AI. If I may comment.
You are judged!
Like, one thing I'm not going to argue, Bloodstained is one of the best games of last year. That goes without saying. I got pissed off, obviously, but that was more because they kind of forced you to have to buy potions. Oh boy. Thank you. Move. Alright, maybe I should stop doing this. What do you think? It was like Astral Chain, I thought was really, really good. If I didn't have to rush through it, I would probably had a little bit more patience with it. That final boss was simply off the charts, way too difficult. Especially the lead up to it, because the lead up to it was kind of like, eh. I mean, again, if I managed my inventory better, you know, there were a lot of things I could have done. And if I wasn't, I don't want to say rushing through it, but if I wasn't somewhat strapped for time, I would have put a little bit more emphasis on paying attention to stuff that I didn't. I mean, I didn't even level up my freaking, what were they called again? I didn't even level them up the whole game until like the second half of it.
Feast, my hounds! Feast!
That's a lot of bosses. 2. I've killed a bunch of little minor
Feast, my
hound things.
Okay, who wants to learn to play dead?
My hounds!
So I must have completed that. Ah, these fucking guys.
See, prey!
Too bad I can't transform into that large monstrosity like I could in
Fresh meat for the hounds!
like war and death. And even, for God's sakes, with that shit.
See, prey!
Dude, why am I losing so much fucking health?
Back up! Back!
Feast, my hounds! Feast!
I mean, that's a ridiculous amount of health being lost.
My hounds!
Alright, enough with your hounds, pal. God almighty.
Fresh meat!
I can't stand when I can't just fight a fucking boss. When I gotta fight a bunch of minions. Fuck off already with this. Enough with the fucking dogs, man!
Feast on their bones!
Like, how many fucking dogs could you positively have? Wow, that shit just doesn't stop moving towards you, huh?
Feast on their bones!
Okay, you already have the advantage in terms of fucking health. Do I have to fight a fucking 1,000 dogs, too? Stop! Dude. For God's sakes. I fucking moved out of the fucking way!
Feast, my...
Get these fucking things out of here! Jeez, you fucking serious, bro? Dude, how many fucking... Can you stop with the fucking infinite amount of enemies, please? These fucking boss fights with these infinite enemies, it drives me fucking nuts. Stop! You have 10 cages. Why do you have 5,000 fucking hounds? Just give me a fucking boss fight. Give me a fucking boss I can fucking beat on.
To learn to play tag.
God in heaven with these fucking... I gotta fight a million fucking dogs! Alright, fuck off, bro. Can I get to the fucking actual fucking enemy?
See.
Like, I gotta fight dogs all day. It's not like killing any of his dogs depletes his health.
My hounds rage.
Oh, God almighty. He throws one fucking weapon and I'm fucking dead. Then I got these fucking dogs fucking breathing fire at me. Dude, fuck off. Fuck off. Slash, slash, move. Slash, slash, move. Slash, slash. That's not strategy. God, what the shit? Get the fuck away from me. Just get away from me. Please.
Feast, my hound.
Get your fucking dogs out of my fucking face. I was fucking moving. What is the fucking problem? Now you can't move?
Fresh meat for the hound.
Turn around, please. Thank you. Like, why can't I just get a bunch of fucking minions?
Rage.
See, like, that would be unfair. If I could have a move where I just fucking destroy everything in sight and have a bunch of minions, that would be unfair.
See. Rage.
But he can have whatever he wants. Cause that's part of the challenge, get it? Can you fall down now? Dude, what the fuck is that?
Should have picked easier prey.
I take no pleasure in slaying these beasts.
God in heaven, man.
However, died too easily.
These fucking bosses. Just give me a boss. Like, I'm so sick of that shit. Video games nowadays do that all the time. They give you a boss, and it's 10,000 enemies. It's like, I think the boss should be more than adequate. You know, people complained about Dark Souls 1 with the Capra Demon, the first battle you had with him. Because he had these dogs in this small... He had two. And yeah, that was a bunch of bullshit, but I'm just saying that... 2 dogs as compared to infinite amounts, 4 of which are fighting you at one time with the big guy. Why are you freaking out over here? There you go. Alright. So now can I get back to where I was going before, or do I have to maneuver? Okay, so we're back where we were. Okay. So I'm gonna stop. Wait, hold on. Didn't I kill you guys already? I mean, you're slugs. You're nothing, but I'm just saying. I thought I killed you already. All right, so I think this is where we were. I'm gonna stop here, and when I come back, we'll finish up with this. I'll see you then.